What is going on, everyone? My name's Boyd and I'm back with some more Age Mythology, the Titans action, spawning in the top of the map in the red color, playing as Zeus. His name is Player. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Oranos. His name is Skady. The map is a watering hole. This is a best of 5 for the Vividly Champions League season number 2 playoffs quarterfinals. Winner of this game, if their name is Skady, will go on to the next round. Otherwise, we have some more games for you coming. So we'll see how this is going to go. It's Oranos versus Zeus on Watering Hole. It's a little bit of a difficult one for both players, to be honest. We'll see how it's gonna turn out here. With Player, he tried to make the centaur work on the last map, but just without the hunt, it was very difficult for him. But the Oranos of Skady also runs into the similar issues with having no hunt, though they get added bonus of the farms being slightly more efficient than the other civilizations. So we'll see how this is all going to go for Skady in this game, considering now there's a ton of hunt that Player is going to be able to go on to. You can see it's actually all spawned in one location, which is both a blessing and a curse for Player. So one, you can just move over here and eat it all. But two, that just means Skady's got a big target here to just hit this over and over again. But seeing all this hunt here, maybe it's not a bad idea for Player to try Athena here. Athena, you can kind of go and match the Oranos player unit for unit by building Hippocon, Hoplite, doing an Athena style play. If you check out the building speed of, say, a Terma, it's going at 14 seconds. And if you check out the Murmillo, it's going at 12 seconds. And then you check out the Hoplites, they go, I think it's 14 seconds or something, 14 seconds. And then the Hippocon go at 20 seconds. So the Oranos player is getting out his population a couple of seconds earlier than you, but your units, or at least the Terma versus Hippocon units, definitely trade a lot better, as well as the Minotaur that you could possibly build out as well. So you can sort of match the Oranos speed with Zeus. And honestly, with this kind of a start on this kind of a map, I would have loved to have seen a 4-minute advance here from Player. It's kind of I haven't really seen many players doing it. It's kind of a new idea. 4-minute advance, Athena Rush, 4-minute advance. Hermes, Centaur Strangles do work when you have like 900 food in your base. You can easily get there, especially with those hippopotamus. My Player looks like he's not going for that one here. Skady, no surprises for his start of the game. He's going for a standard 4:30 advance time. And yes, no surprises. I can't see anything happening there. And then we are seeing Player getting his temple up now. He's got his 9 villagers on food already. That's enough there to get up at 4:30. He can just start throwing villagers over onto wood now, and he should come up with the 400 food that he needs. Actually, just chucking them onto the temple here. So this pretty much guarantees that he's going to be going for Hermes this game. So no Athena shenanigans from Player. Oh, he's taking off the temple. So he's going for a fast second talent center, but this talent center gets him nothing. The hippopotamus over here. This is a dangerous play. Player is going Hermes, but he's not going for villagers on the favor. He's going for a second talent center. His talent center is okay. It gets him a gold mine-ish. It's kind of on the wrong side. It's very easy for Terma to come in and hit this gold mine. He gets these hippopotamus-ish, but they're very far away from the town center. And this relic here, Penalty Valgus, he does have the Savannah trees here. I'll be surprised to see if Player doesn't get isn't under a ton of pressure from the get-go. One thing that Player could potentially do is drop a wall here, and a wall here, and that may give him some opportunities to hunt this for just a little bit longer and defend it. Maybe we'll see. I just don't know if the food being this far away is going to be easy enough to gather. He does have a couple of gazelle in his base as well as 3 pigs, so maybe that's going to, well, 4 gazelle and 3 pigs, so maybe that's going to be enough for him if he gets pushed off hunt to then rebuild an army and then utilize the the bonuses there. We see the villagers now making their way up to the top side of the map to get that town center going. Immediately, we see the military barracks and a counter barracks. Yes, the counter barracks is going up. So again, no surprises from Skady. Just going complete standard meta. He does have the Ankh of Ra over here as well. This relic's actually super undervalued because the town centers for Atlantean give 5.4 favor a minute. So this relic is giving nearly half that favor, nearly half a town center worth of favor. So that can come out to help out a lot if you want to go for some heavy myth unit strategies. I will see, but the town center is going up and Skady will be spotting that, but I don't think he's going to be fast enough to get over there. And the question, I guess, for player is going to be, does he go any centaur this game? And I don't think he will. I think he's just going to go hoplite, Hippocon, play defensively, and attempt to hit an underworld timing with Colossus and the rest, and maybe just hold. He can just hold 2 town centers against the Oranos potentially. If that's the idea, maybe he's going to be able to do it. We do see the wall here. I like this wall utilizing the temple, going over to this side. We do see a Valor getting thrown down here as Skady is taking this very slowly. He's stopped production of units, which does mean he wants to get a second town center. So the general answer for against 2 town centers as Oranos is to go 3 town centers. You just cut your units, get 3 town centers, and then you can either start production again, depending on what they're going to be doing. You want to scout them out, or you can just go straight to the heroic age. It just does depend on what your opponent's doing or not. But I do expect to see Skady get 3 town centers here first, and then start producing units again. He's going to be moving forward with his initial 5 units and attempting to push through this wall, and that's why this wall is so great, allowing player access to all of this food over here. The Odysseus and Santa are going to be enough to scare Skady off, and Town Center is going up. These citizens are coming over here, and we still don't see the units getting built as Skady a little bit short on wood here for some reason. I'm not sure. Ooh, no, okay, Skady going 2 town centers, so I'm not 100% sure what the plan here for Skady is. Because I don't know what sort of damage he can really do. He can push off this hunt over here. He can push off this gold mine or harass this gold mine. He can harass the hippopotamus in the corner. Does a player even know about that? He does know that it's there. We'll see how he's going to go. And I love that this Katoskopos is chilling in the back of the base, ready to move in for an underworld later. But player's base is just super, super safe here. We see a 1-1-1 from player making those Toxotes, making the hoplites, potentially going to make some Hippocon as well a little bit later when he starts getting the gold out. And you can see player's economy here looking a lot better than last game. A lot easier to do these strategies when you're not having to deal with Centaur and all the harass and having to build farms and everything else. So we'll see how he's going to go here. Villagers chilling next to the granary for the time being. Wanting to grab that food, but not happening just yet. We do see the villagers moving up onto this granary here as the wall is getting finished over here. I love this from player to set this up before he comes up onto these hippopotamus, and we'll see what Skady's going to do. Skady does get creative in these games. I wouldn't be surprised to see him build a dock here, as I see the dock right here on the map. I couldn't see it on the mini map because it doesn't really show up because of the blueness. But he is getting a transport ship and he's going to be sneaking up and hitting these villagers off of this hunt here. So this is really, really smart from Skady. Player is not going to be expecting this, and he may be losing all 6 of these villagers here. But then again, he may just be able to retreat back and be completely fine. The army of player very much out of position, but a gate here. Easily walk over onto this location. We see the units coming over here. There are more than 10 units here, so he's only going to be able to... Wait, what? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. How many... How many units can a transport ship garrison? I thought it was 10. Maybe Oranos has it different. Somebody tell me in the chat how many units a transport ship can garrison. It's 15 apparently. I thought it was 10. Shows what I know. I know that the Greek, Egyptian, and Norse transport ships is only 10. And now the village is getting pushed off over here. Player does notice this one very nicely. There's the shockwave coming in. I don't think a ceasefire at this point is really worth it, because should only be 2 villages falling, or with these villagers getting a little bit confused about how to run away here. Now the army for player going to be coming in to try and clean these units up and get a little bit of return fire here. This villager does survive. So 3 villager kills there for a dock and a transport ship. That is a big investment for a little bit of damage, and we'll see if that's going to be enough of a win there for Skady. But Skady is looking to be going to the next age here. He's at 108 population, throwing up the armory. Needs to get that mana going as well. Now the units do pull back. And Skady going to attempt to maybe come back in onto this location, but the army for player is chilling over here already. Though he must have just missed that transport ship as units coming back in just as soon as player moved away. Very lucky there, because he waited just the perfect amount of time. Now we've got a second batch of units coming in to distract on the home front. I love that play from Skady. Attack one location while he's attacking another location. We are seeing players dealing with this beautifully now, splitting up the army on this location here to push Skady back, coming back over onto this spot. But he does get a couple of villager kills here as player is now hurting on the villager count. 50 villagers to 18 is an advantageous position for the Greek player to be in. So we'll see if we can translate that. We've got the 3rd town center now coming up for Skady. His Hyperion is on the way. Lots of villagers now coming over onto gold as he's ready to throw up a palace, potentially go to the next age. You see double batch of walls over here as these units still attempting to come in and hit some more raids. And player is just going to move over here and attempt to push these units away, as Skady definitely, at least in my estimate, has gotten his value out of this transport ship and out of the dock. We see a couple more Mimilo are falling. There's the chaos there, but Hyperion, when you use chaos and it doesn't hit a myth unit, feels very, very underwhelming. And we see the hoplites falling slowly to each other as player does manage to deny this 3rd town center. So nice play there, but that is 100% why you get that town center earlier, because you know that your opponent's slow on producing units. It's going to be very easy to get it up at the, say, 7-minute mark, 8-minute mark, but 11-minute mark, not so much. So a big win for player at this point. And the question's going to be, where does Skady go from now? He's throwing up his market. He wants to go to the Mythic Age. Hit a Mythic Age timing push. There is ceasefire for player available this game. So he should be able to ceasefire the Tartarian gate and then get set up to deal with that. The problem for him is definitely going to be there's no real way for him to hit Mythic Age before Skady does, though potentially if he can click up fast enough here, now he's not going to be there. Skady going to get to the heroic age before player even clicks up to the Skady going to get mythic age before player even clicks up to the heroic age. So what you sort of can do if you prioritize getting to the heroic age, getting to the mythic age, you can cast ceasefire when the Tartarian gate comes down and be already advancing through Hephaestus, and then the Colossus comes out and it can very easily deal with that Tartarian gate, especially with Chaos getting thrown away here. And now we're seeing player attempting to move in here. You do see him bolting that Satyr. He's going to be going straight for the Talent Center. Only 2100 HP here. The complete army is out of position for Skady right now, so this Talent Center will fall, and Skady does decide to switch his mythic age over onto his other town center, realizing that this town center is a lost cause for the time being. Third town center is up now for player. An interesting decision to go 3 town centers before the heroic age there. Not sure I 100% agree with that. And we are seeing the hoplites now going to be moving up onto this location. They're going to be taking down more myth units here, attempting to prevent the Satyr from coming out 50% of the way through. It looks like the temple will fall before the Satyr does come out of the temple. So really smart play there from player. Going to be able to take down these units as well, as he is causing all kinds of havoc in Skady's base with these hoplites. We've seen the army of Skady still looking for some raids. The farm's now coming up for player as well. Very low on the resources. Still only building, well, actually not really building anything here. As you see a little bit of a path blockage there from players chucking up a storehouse here to prevent these units from retreating out, but they don't manage to get out. We see the hoplites continuing to chase and try and pick off some villages. Going to go straight after that mana there. And now I'm surprised to see player just not completely bum rushing this location. We see a palace coming down for Skady as well. We'll see if that's going to get denied or not. The villager does pop out of the manor when the manor gets destroyed, and the hoplite's going to attempt to retreat away. We see another shockwave going in as the Arcus able to take down some of those units, but player will be able to escape here without too many losses. He's got an exit up on the top side of the map here, and now player moving in, probably if he comes close enough and spots the palace, he will be able to deny it, but it looks like the units have stopped for the timing, and he does notice it, so he's going to try and move in. It's at 1800 HP with only one citizen hero here. We'll see if he can stop this, but he cannot stop this. There's the Hecate coming through for Skady, gets his Lampedia, and there is really no significant avenue for him to get through. He does, oh, there's the avenue. He has the transport ship. The walls don't matter at all. The army of player going to move in, cast that Tartarian Gate in to player's base here. Player does have Apollo, so he can potentially hop back here if he wants with the underworld, but he's just going to move all his units back. The hoplites still going to look for something to do, try and find those citizens running around here, and the army over here just going to harass some of those other units. We see a temple coming up for player as well. He's not close to the mythic age at this point. He does have ceasefire, so I'm surprised to see him not just use it in an attempt to go mythic age here, because he's in a really good position, but he's going to just attempt to take this location down. He does have a decent amount of Hippocon, hoplites as well. You want to attempt to make these Tartarian spawns target the Odysseus and the Jason, because not necessarily killing them because they just respawn and then target something useful, but definitely don't want them going after the hoplites because they just kill them so quickly. And we just see these Tartarian spawns going to be picking off villages over here as well. So a lot of damage being done. Meanwhile, Skady going to attempt to make a push in onto this town center. He does have his palace up, but full population at this point. Going for some raids here over onto this location. Play can easily fight this off by villager fighting if he so chooses. The Tartarian Gate is about to fall for Skady now, and the Odysseus Jason should be able to clean up these Tartarian spawns fairly quickly. You definitely don't want to be fighting this with those human units, but he's going to be doing that just to clean them up a little bit faster. The Odysseus does fall though. This Tartarian spawn with 1 HP remaining, as Odysseus cannot hit anything at this point. And there's all the Tartarian spawns finishing. Player at 139 population, player with ceasefire, and he's got all of the momentum here. If he, well, except he's got all the opportunity to win here. He just needs to deal with these Terma in the back. We see the crocodile even helping out Skady at this point. Now the villagers do get onto these Terma, going to clean these guys up here as he gets somewhat of a surround. They all fall. Villagers moving back over onto the gold mine here. And even over here we see a raid as player getting a little bit aggressive with his food gathering. Going to be having to take down these Arcus with his villagers. He does end up losing 1 villager there as more units coming in. Player going to be retreating through his wall over here. And we see the palace does go down, and the chaos gets used yet again by Skady to not hit a myth unit. The Lampedia over here really should be getting targeted down by the Odysseus, but player not dealing with that one just yet. Palace on the way for Skady, and now we're seeing Skady attempting to push through this gate and hit this gold mine here. There is a gold mine back here. There is a gold mine over here, so this one is not necessarily that important, but the walking time is going to matter. But I imagine player will simply just cast ceasefire. No, he's going after the main base of Skady here. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about this. He's just going to say, no, I've had enough. I'm leaving. Let me come kill your town center again. It's 2,520 HP here with Masons at this point. I don't think, well, we do see fortified town centers coming through for Skady. The Toxotes is trying to take down the town center here. Now we've got the raid coming onto this location with the Arcus, the Fanatics, and the Murmillo. But the town center looks like it's going to be staying up for the time being. The army of Skady going to be coming here. We see a couple of citizens are falling that are attempting to repair this one here. And now player going to be turning his attention over onto these human units of Skady as he's still trying to take down those citizens that are just going to be popping in and out of the town center, trying to repair it. Still have 3 hoplites doing a little bit of damage to this town center, but not really doing enough to get it done. The citizens are falling very quickly, but nice micro from Skady to continually jump in and out of the town center here, as we see now Skady moving on over to this location, going to try and snipe some of these villagers on this location. There is the Lampedia. If this unit dies, I believe if it dies, it's a death animation spreading poison, which does 0 damage within 7 range before the Asper upgrade. I don't think that Skady's got that upgrade just yet. If you could get this one, it does 25 pierce damage in 7 range. It's an interesting technology. You can use your Lampedes as like little bombs, as if they're like manticores or something, but very rarely does he ever... Does you ever have enough Lampedes to get that damage dealt? Now we see the Lampedes getting chased away. And the Underworld passage from player has finished here, but maybe player's done everything he needs to. He's trying to get to the next age. He can go through Hera even here as an option. Not a bad option either to just completely stunt Skady in his tracks. Though Hephaestus is generally the better option, but it looks like player is still attempting to push through here. Has got the Hephaestus. The village is repairing this. It couldn't be a decent idea to just move some villagers into this corner to throw up a temple or something to get a side build going. Now we see the army for player coming back, or for Skady, sorry, coming back in here. Going to attempt to take down the Underworld passage, deal with all these units. Player fighting underneath all of this tower fire. It's probably not worth him to hang around, especially because he's got the Mythic Edge coming through. He's got 120 favor in the bank as well. That's so many Colossus that he could potentially build. And the question is, how many villages on gold does he have? What upgrades does he have? Only got Shaft Mine. Decent upgrade to be had there. Skady has Shaft Mine, Bowsaw, and Irrigation. Now we see Skady moving up onto this gold over here, dealing with the Underworld passage in a very, very strong position here. We see another temple coming up for player. I believe his temple was... No, he does have his temple in the back here, so he's getting this one up again. So this is all for the Colossus, as player is going to attempt to pump them out. They take a hot second to train, 24 seconds. So building them from 2 temples is not a bad idea. And we'll see how he's going to go with that. The Arcus is going to attempt to get another raid in onto this location, but honestly, Arcus not the best unit to go for raids, and player will spot that, come and clean these up basically for free here. And now Skady moving forward with the rest of his army. A little bit of a distraction with those Arcus. He's going to be able to start making some moves forward. He's got too many Arcus here. Hopefully he's cut Arcus from being trained. This is a bit of a common mistake from Oranos players utilizing the auto queue button, because the Arcus, they don't get touched in the fights. They're sitting in the back of the fight. Whenever you lose a unit or 2, those units are replaced by Arcus and replaced by infantry. And if you keep losing units, eventually that amount of units will turn out to be a lot of Arcus, because you're only losing infantry. Now the Fire Siphon going to be pushing in, taking down the Military Academy. This is sort of why I thought maybe Hera was the safer play here from player. Forge of Olympus immediately on the way. We see Jason getting built, immediately making Heliopolis, which is very, very smart against this this Arcus ball here. Very difficult to deal with those. We do see a citizen has snuck her way into this location here, utilizing that transport ship, and he's going to wall this off, potentially build a sky passage in the back of the base here. We see player having to commit to try and take the Fire Siphon down. Now the Colossus are coming through. Still don't see any more Colossus getting built by player as his army is trying to fight this. And we'll see how this goes. The player retreating back as he's running out of population. He still has ceasefire. Remember, he still has ceasefire. The villager was spotted, and this sky passage attempt has been denied. We see a dock coming up on this location. I don't think that siege Bareems are going to do too much here. Ooh, they hit this town center. This is very sneaky. And we will see the villagers coming over here to take this one down. But now Skady has decided it is time to go for the Titan Gate. The question here is, does it matter? Can players stabilize? If player can stabilize, a Titan against Zeus is not enough. It is not enough for a Titan to beat a Greek player, especially Zeus, because the Bellerophon is quick, the Heliopolis do tons of damage, and then those Colossus also do tons of damage, and you can just chase that one around and hold. But we'll see what player's going to do. He does have the Silver Colossus out, still not building anymore. He's got 140 favor in the bank right now, building out just bronze shields at this point. Does he have many armories? He's just got the one armory up, it looks like. A little bit of a mistake from player. I need to get all 3 armories up. Looks like player is just going to be opting to go for his own Titan instead. Question is going to be, is he going to be able to get that one up in time or not? And Skady does have some terrifying units here with the Burning Pitch, but really Burning Pitch, if you check out what it really does here, it only really gives a bonus damage to its buildings and ships. So in this fight, it doesn't really do all too much. You do have to send these Heliopolis in front of these Arcas if you really want to make life hard for your opponent, but player isn't really bothering to do that. He's going after the palace in the middle of the map. There's the Colossus doing that job, but Skady does have that micro. He's going to be shift clicking across all of these units and dealing tons of damage. We see players short on the population yet again. He's trying to build out those Murmillo and archers, but he's not building them from all of his buildings here. That's why he's short on population here, and it's looking as if Skady is able to clean the majority of these units up here. And now the Heliopolis will take down this. We see the Lampede coming in as the Colossus getting pulled back. Nice micro from player to see that one there and then deal with it nicely. Skady actually struggling a lot for units in this point in the game. Players' economy taking over. Secrets of the Titans just about to pop, but the Titan Gate is out for Skady, or the Titan I should say, is out for Skady with all 20 villagers on this location here. Just as Secrets of the Titans finishes for player, will player be able to cast it? Will he be able to get it up? He is going for it. He has got a huge win in the middle of the map here. The Chaos or the Lampede did manage to pick up one Colossus here. So the question is going to be for player, what is his next option here? Obviously, mass Heliopolis. Obviously, get all your heroes out. And you have to deny this Titan from getting anywhere. We just see these Arcas coming through here, going to be denying the wood villagers, just a couple of them. A bit of a strange position to be in, to be honest. The problem with the Titan is you cannot really transport ship it over this, so he's going to have to beat down this wall, this location here, get past those donkey caravans and everything else. We do see player going to be retreating just a little bit as the Titan is coming in. He's only got the one fortress producing Heliopolis, and he's very, very low on resources here. So we'll see what player is going to do. He definitely, well, he does have ceasefire, right? He's got ceasefire, so he just needs to deal the damage and then cast ceasefire. Nice block here though from player, doing tons of damage to the Titan, and now the Titan going to slowly take down the Heliopolis. But man, the damage that the Titan takes from this is just not worth it at all for Skady to be doing. We see a wall coming up on this location to block this out, and I think that player has managed to deal with this Titan exceptionally well. Already done 1,000 HP to this Titan. The Heliopolis getting pulled away as well, as he realizes dealing with this is possibly more important as he does have the ceasefire. The Titan Gate will be out in no time as Skady pushing in as fast as he possibly can, but surely player realizes that he's got ceasefire here, and he's just going to hold on. But he is going to, but the Titan will bash through these walls very, very quickly before making their way over onto this Titan Gate. There is another option for player if he so chooses. You can just grab his donkey caravans and start blocking this. I've seen donkey caravans block a Titan for ages. But it looks like he is going to be simply just going for the ceasefire route. As soon as the Titan comes in here, he's getting a little bit of power blockage happening. Looks like he's not, he thinks he may be able to get the Titan out without ceasefire. I don't think so. The Titan is up and there's the ceasefire. I honestly think I would have preferred to see, actually no, it's fine to get the ceasefire out here, have the Titans meet each other straight away. But there he goes, and Skady going to start being able to get a little bit of breathing room here. This is the problem with casting ceasefire here. Now Skady can get out champion infantry, champion archers, can get out some armory upgrades as well, and feel very, very good about his decisions. Though all that being said, this Titan has 5,500 HP. This Titan has 7,000 HP. They both deal exactly the same amounts of damage a second. So this Titan of players will easily beat the Titan of Skady's. Meanwhile, we see walls coming up to try and block Skady's Titan in as well. So this has actually been incredibly smart by player. And Skady will tap out before the ceasefire is over because he realizes how far behind he is. GG. Well played by player, able to stop the Oranos in his tracks here. The fast Titan from Skady not going to be enough because he was not able to force out the ceasefire in time. If the ceasefire was forced out, I'm sure player would have been able to hold that Titan off in time as well. But he doesn't need to do that and takes the safe route. And that's the first win for player. Will we see the reversed sweep here from player? Skady up 2 wins. He just needs one more. We'll see if Skady's going to change gods next time, stick with the Oranos, or what. We know player's going to stick with Zeus because he is the Zeus main, but Skady can play a ton of different gods. If you guys did enjoy this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.